In a competitive market with many sellers, the supply curve will be given by their marginal cost of production. The idea is that even though they would rather charge as much as possible for each additional unit sold, if there is competition between them, then they will be forced to charge down to their marginal cost, otherwise they will be underbid by other sellers. Similarly, on the demand side, if we assume that there are competitive buyers and there are many of them, then the demand curve will be given by their marginal benefit of consuming each additional unit. Again, they would rather pay less, but there's going to be another buyer who will be willing to offer more, and they won't be able to buy the good. If we allow now these buyers and sellers to interact freely in mutually beneficial transactions, what we're going to get is that Q star units are sold, which is the quantity where marginal benefit and marginal cost intersect. Why is that? Well, for all of the production levels below Q star, we see that we have buyer's reservation price be above the seller's reservation price. In other words, for each of these units, there is a buyer who's willing to pay more than a seller is willing to accept in order to sell that unit. So for all of these units, there will be some price in between these two values at which the two parties can agree to transact. And this will keep happening until we get to this point, beyond which the price that seller would require is higher than the price that buyers would be willing to pay, so there will be no further transactions. In terms of the gains in the market, well, the accrued gains to both buyers and sellers will simply be the difference between the total benefits created in this market by this good, and that is the full area under the marginal benefit curve, up to however many units are consumed, and the total costs created in the market, and that is the full area under the marginal cost curve. The difference then will be the area under demand and above supply, up to however many units are sold. And that's going to be this area. So you can see that now the total surplus, therefore, will be maximized at this Q star point. Q star under these conditions so far is also going to be the efficient level of production, so the socially optimal level. And if we are away from it, then the total surplus created in the market is less than the total surplus that could be extracted, and that difference is deadweight loss. So the further away we are from Q star, which is the same as QE here, the more deadweight loss there is. If somehow we were to be above that ideal level, there would again be deadweight loss because each of these additional units would create a negative net surplus in society. In terms of how much of these gains go to buyers and how much goes to sellers, that's going to depend for each unit on the price at which they transact. If all the units have to be sold at the same price and the market clears, meaning that Q star units are actually sold, then it will have to be that price is at the intersection, and then consumer surplus will be the area under demand and above this price, and producer surplus will be the area above supply and under this price.